Hello, my friends. I hope these talks are not just simply for your knowledge about art, but I hope it's encouraging you in a social way. I hope these little talks are helpful for you socially and mentally, so that your mind is being absorbed by these things. And anyway, just upbeat, just to say I feel it does me good, just expressing my thoughts about art during this time when we're locked in. Art is such a therapy as well. I must say I am so grateful that art is part of my life. I don't know what my life would be dead, honestly, if it wasn't for the creative arts. And I hope this is not thinking that this is just blabbing about my own work, but I thought I'd share something about abstract that has always interested me. I don't know, I should have brought a painting out, but if you could look up and Google images, Jackson Pollock. Jackson Pollock was an American artist who tried to get rid of the human element in art. And he never succeeded, but he created some beautiful work by dripping paint onto a canvas. And you would wonder, why is that art, dripping paint onto a canvas? And if you look at this work, you will see how beautiful they are, because he's rhythmically dropping the paint in different coloured pots of paint. He used household paint, I think, onto a massive canvas about 12 feet wide or more, even bigger. If you can see one, you'll be amazed. And you can see that there's a human element. Actually, when you look, the first thing actually, when you look at a Pollock, I don't know, there's something human about it. You can see the beauty in chaos. And I know chaos is in some ways for some people a negative thing. But I think he never got rid of this human element in art. He used to try and flick paint, and I don't know. But of course he was involved in his work because he was using his arms, his hands, putting the paint down. Anyway, so I didn't come up with this idea because of that, but I was the resident artist for the Frogmore Paper Mill in Apsley Lock, which is alongside the Grand Union Canal. And I noticed, I don't know if you can see, but on the walls of the factory, this paper mill, was splodges of paint all over the walls. And some of them I thought were quite lovely. I don't know if you can see. That's the wall. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if I could just put some canvases around, place them in different positions. That the machine was making paper. Of course, it was different coloured papers, so you had different coloured marks. I wish this was in colour. I don't know why I haven't got I don't know if I have the originals, but I'll have to look. Anyway, so I placed the canvases every day. They paint, well, not every day, but once every week. They would change the colour dye for making different coloured papers, and of course you got these different colours all over the shop. And there's a dripping paint. And these are purely by chance, aren't they? I mean, when you think of it, it's purely by chance. There's one there. Oh, I might pause this. I don't think I can. I was going to bring one out. I've got one in the studio. I can't pause this. I don't know why. It's not possible to pause this. But I'll send a photo of one of the canvases. I've actually got some of them. And then what I did, I placed them, and then I had an exhibition of the works, a whole exhibition of these canvases in London. and some of them sold, which is good. Also in the exhibition, this is the same exhibition, I displayed, I did some paintings of the machine. I don't know if you can see them. I've got some detailed ones anyway. And you can see that they're sort of using the dye from the machine. I painted these shapes. You can see that's the big drum. This one. That's moi. Anyway, that's the expression. Anyway, and you can see that people are quite fascinated by it all. And you can see from that painting the cogs, that these big things you turned around to stop the machine and all sorts of things. So that's abstract in a way, although it isn't. It is an illustration. There you can see I've even got the drips that were on the machine. You can see this one as well. That's a drawing using the dye, but very big, quite big. Excuse me. So there you go. There's some of them. Is that an abstract? Some people will call it an abstract. I call it, in a way, semi-abstract. So that's. Oh yes, and I did some colour versions. I thought, why not do some colour? Because I love colour. And so these are gouache, quite big, about 1.5 meters wide by about 80, I can't remember. None of them are left. They were all, well, that's a big one as well. That's the machine. It's abstracted colours from the machine, from the drawings. You can see some of the drawings I did there. You can see the turning handle there and bits and pieces of the machine. So I thought I'd show you that as a kind of introduction to abstraction, because abstraction is about abstracting something and deconstructing it. That's what I've done there. Now moving on, again, this was a mine in the south of France. It's the yellow ochre mines, in Provence. Can you see it? Many years ago they dug for yellow ochre. It's still there. But of course now it's abandoned and there's loads of trees just coming out of the ground. And that is a painting of the copper mine with these trees popping out. Same there. And I use colour a bit like the Fauvist. I in a sense call myself a Fauvist because I love colour in terms of hot and cold. So the shadows, the dark colours are blues and purples and mauves and deep dark colours. And the light is obviously yellow, light, these are the light colours. I hope you can see that. There's another one, a kind of close up of the tree trunks with the shadows on the ground. This one is a poster of Vilbès, Montreuil-sur-Mer. Again, stylised. I wouldn't call that an abstract. These are abstracts, just playing with colour and cutting out pieces of paper, painting on top of them, and then repainting them and so on. Very big paintings. And so again with those, that's using, radiator paints and household paints, but it's abstract. This is a pair of paintings that is all about Holloway Road. It's called the Holloway Road, North London. It's got tyre marks and all sorts of things, graffiti, and there's collage actually inside. You'll have to look at it. They're quite big. Again, abstracts. I don't know how to explain abstraction. I mean, this is from a drawing I did of the Thames. That's the dome from near the Thames where the buildings are, the warehouses, bridges. There's Canary Wharf there. But you can see I've abstracted it in a way. So you've got the River Thames. I mean, that would make a nice painting just in itself, like that, with a dome. Can you see? I don't know if people can't see what I can see. That's the problem. I see things that nobody else sees at all. I mean, it's a monoprint of my body. I don't want to go through all this because it's too much. That's a shadow, what I call a shadow painting I saw on the wall. Well, it's a tree, the leaves of the tree, and I could see the church through the leaves of the tree. So I've literally just painted what I saw in two colours. That's the mill the watermill in Montreuil-sur-Mer. So, oh yes, is this an abstract? It isn't. It's a landscape of Montreuil-sur-Mer. It's very broken down into colours. I wish I'd kept that. I sold that. Why do I sell things when I don't need to sell them? I could have kept that. But that's somebody's wall, somewhere in the UK, I think. Most of my paintings... Oh, this is a good one. Well, I say it's a good one to explain. Because it's a still life. You've got a bowl of fruit. You've got a melon on the right there. You've got something here. You've got avocados. You've got fruit. You've got the background. You've got a chair. You've got a table. I mean, it's an abstract, but it isn't an abstract. It's a still life. So I hope that's. I don't want to blow my own trumpet, which I am always doing, but I just wanted to give you a short introduction. We will go strictly into the refinements of abstract in the next talk. And maybe I can show you some of the things I've done in pure abstract. So these ones, for example. Now you could do a whole painting. Now these are watercolour. Can you imagine them being very big? Big, about 5 foot square. I think they make lovely paintings. But they're only small. But you can see what you can do with watercolour. I mean, look at that one. That would make such a beautiful painting on its own. Okay, so until the next time, bye.